Hello everybody, this is Kurt with the Nick and Kurt Experience, and today I'm back doing some Diablo. It seems to be that this could be probably something that I could do a little bit more often with multiple characters, just because people are seeming to enjoy these videos a lot, and that makes me really happy because I love this game and I love playing it. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit special. As you can see, whoa, Demon Hunter. What, usually I have my monk ready to go. Well, I created a Demon Hunter not too long ago. And I wanted to play him a little bit and show you guys what I did to get him to where he is now, even though he's not anywhere close to done with the new meta builds that are out for Demon Hunters. But he's good enough to do Torment 5. Torment 6 is doable as well, but you die really fast depending on what enemies. So 5 is a little bit more easy. But I just wanted to show you guys that on my character here, for my Demon Hunter, I've only played 9 hours and 49 minutes. 2 or 3 of those hours, actually, too, was me leaving and sitting here and letting him be AFK while I ate dinner or, like, going to do other stuff. So, realistically, this is not 2 hours, probably about an hour or so. So, for the past couple of days, anyway. So, I would say about 8 hours played. About 8 hours played for this character. And right now, this is the majority of the stuff that dropped, which was all of the Unhallowed Essence. It's not the best build for this character, but the generators a multi-shot deal 15% increased damage for every point of discipline you have. 15% increased damage times the 67 discipline gives me a pretty big bonus to damage. So we're not doing anything stupidly special, but oh yeah, I forgot to show too. These are just the 2 weapons I got. I'm not really gonna be using them permanently on him. I'm gonna be switching them out for Natalia Slayer and a Calamity when I get a Calamity, but like a Denetis Spite and then the Balefire Caster. This one's ancient, so it's gonna be a little bit annoying to replace it. But if I get both of these, I'll also get 8 Hatred instead of Discipline for Vault, and then I can leave clones behind. Anything else really? I mean, just I got Reaper's Reps because I know I'm gonna need them later. But I just built and built until I got this one, which was pretty good. And then also, this is lucky. Canis Julius cameo, I found that off the monk, and so I just left it for him because it didn't have the optimal stuff. It was so close. The attack speed, I'd rather have crit chance, but that's okay. It's still good enough for him. He could use it. It still gives him a massive damage boost, and I get immunity for any arcane. But without further ado, I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Basically speaking, this isn't a very bad build in terms of damage. It's a really good in-betweener before you get all the permanent stuff you're going to want to use for the Demon Hunters, specifically speaking about Natalia's stuff. Where did he go? Where did the other guy go? Oh, there he is. Hi. You want Natalia's set if you want to be getting really high up in the Greater Rifts for that, because that's the new meta for any Demon Hunter build now, is Natalia's, and using this, what's it called? Like Strafe, of course. Using Strafe with Natalia's set, you get ridiculous movement speed and ridiculous amount of damage with it. That's the new thing to do now. Obviously, since I've only played about 9 or so hours, well, technically 8, like I was saying, I haven't even gotten close. I've gotten 1 Natalia's piece, but that's only because I've only played a couple hours of this character. Typically speaking, if you look at the leaderboards, most people that play their characters, they pick one character, and you can look. A lot of the ones that are literally the highest on the game right now for the leaderboards for Greater Rifts for Demon Hunters have played over 100 hours of their Demon Hunter. I've played over 100 hours of my Monk. But I'm still nowhere near that because I haven't played so much to the point where like I have so many levels that I can actually do that. So it's the dedication you put into it, as well as the parts you get out of it. So like right now I don't have any of the parts I need, so of course I'm not doing fantastic with this character yet, but I just wanted to show you that when you're starting off as a Demon Hunter and you only have like 8 or 10 hours, and like I do, it's really simple to get this new Unhallowed Essence armor. It drops like crazy. Kadala gives it out like candy. That's where I got most of my parts actually, from Kadala. I am very unlucky with Kadala in the sense that I do not get anything that I need from her. And this is just further proof that's true, because she didn't give me any Natalia stuff. She gave me all Unhallowed stuff. But the good news of her doing that is now I actually have a... Oh, near the Cluck Bow. I actually have a build that I could do T4, T6 around there with. So then now I can actually farm as my Demon Hunter, not as my Monk for my Demon Hunter. It's weird to say, but like the general way that I'm sure a lot of people would agree with, if you're building two different characters at once, it is very nice if they're both the same discipline. So for my Monk being dexterous and my Demon Hunter to be dexterous, I can interchange a lot of parts, each of them fine between each other. More specifically, my Monk can give a lot of parts to my Demon Hunter. And right now, yeah, the Witching Hour, my Monk found. The Canis Julius cameo, my Monk found. This word, my Monk found. And the rest of it, finally, I got switched out for what this character's found. The only reason I'm using those right now, like the Witching Hour I'm going to use because the Witching Hour is a best in slot, I think. If not, I might want to revise that, but I'm pretty sure it is. Let me just get that and make this easier. He died over here? What? But for the most part, everything else is going to be replaced at some point. So that's why it's kind of good that I had those parts, though, so then I could use them as an in-between while I wait for the other parts I'm going to need. Specifically speaking, the new meta for any high-level build so far, except for maybe I don't know about any intelligence builds because I've never played any of those. I don't really like playing as a wizard or as a witch doctor. Wow, that's blasphemous. I should remember that right off the top of my head right away. The only reason why, it's not because I don't like them. I really actually do want to try a witch doctor at one point. It's just I don't know. I've just never played as any type of intelligence build. Yeah, I'm stupid. In any game really, like any magic builds in any of these games, I've never really played. In any RPG really, it's just not my thing. But I forgot what I was saying about that. I apologize. I rambled too long, and I forgot what I was talking about. That's going to drive me crazy now. I really want to know what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. So I'm not sure about the intelligence builds because I haven't looked it up, but for the most part, every other best in slot so far for every other character I've seen has been the focus and restraint. It's just the damage multiplier that you get for both of them. Proccing whenever you're using attacks is just phenomenal. Any build you're going to do with a Demon Hunter also requires a focus and restraint just because of the fact that it's the same idea. You do this, okay, I got some primary resource spent, then I spam my secondary, which is my spender, then primary, then secondary, and you get this massive damage boost to your main spender or your main generator that it's heads above anything else. Stoner Jordan and the Ring of Royal Grandeur have been completely replaced. Like, I can see how they could still be good, but they do not compare in terms of damage over that. Like, just doing the 6-piece build anymore is the way to go with the focus and restraint. If you don't have them right away, I mean, I don't get them to drop constantly either. It takes forever for me to find them. I still don't have really good ones for my Monk. If you can't find them, just get some really good rings to replace in the meantime. Let them be used for now, and then work on getting focus and restraint. Because honestly, when you get a focus and restraint and they don't say that they do better damage or toughness or anything for your character, trust me, if you get both of them, put them both on, even if they're worse than the rings you have on. Say, like, if you have a perfect, Hellfire Amulet or Hellfire Ring or something that gives you the perfect thing that you want, that's nice and all. But if you have a focus and restraint, that will not compare. Maybe it'll compare in terms of, like, depending on what, passive that you get on your ring. Or, no, I don't think the Hellfire Ring does that. But regardless, I'm just saying, if oh, hey, this ring gives me 6% crit chance and 50% crit damage and 750 dexterity or strength, how am I ever going to replace this with this crappy, focus that has life per hit, dexterity, and, 5% crit chance? Well, if you have a focus and restraint, you get a damage multiplier of, I think it's like 2.5 or 2.25, I can't remember which. So your damage goes through the roof, and you're doing 500 million damage compared to, I don't know, the measly 100 million you're doing with that one ring. So just keep that in mind. While I was blathering about all that and saying what I was thinking about all this, if you look, I just did a T5 Rift, normal Rift, pretty smoothly. Like there's barely any problems. I do have on the awareness passive just because I know that I will die because I'm lazy. I don't run away as often as I should. But just keep this in mind that oh, that's not bad. This build, seeing as the amount that the parts drop for it and how often they drop for it, I think that this is a very good starter build for a Demon Hunter while you're trying to collect parts to gain Natalia's. Like, I'm about to say, like, I'm almost 10 hours in now, including times where I've taken breaks and left it open. And this is the only part I've gotten. It's fantastic, except for the crit chance not being 6, but I've rolled it so many times that I want to keep rolling it till I get the better one. As you can see, it's near perfect for a normal Natalia site. Like, if it was ancient, it would be a little low, obviously, but in the same amount of time, I've already gotten 4 Marauder pieces, excuse me, that I have not going to use anymore because this build over here, it seems a little bit faster to me. It may not do as much damage. This actually, if I got all the Marauders pieces, I might swap it out for the mid build. But here, real quick, let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and switch to T6. Sorry, I needed to cough and move my microphone. I didn't want to cough in your ear. I'm going to switch to T6 and show you that between Torment 5 and Torment 6, there's a little bit of a boost. You can still do T6 with this build, but you'll see that I might die, actually. I might proc awareness a lot more often. But I just want to show you that it is viable as a T6 build. It's just, it's a lot slower. That's why I was doing a T5. I've talked about this in way older episodes in our old channel and stuff. But in case you didn't see those, which I don't blame you for, I'm not saying that you do. But if you haven't seen those, I talk about this specifically, and a lot of other people, if you go to any build site for any character at all, they'll all tell you the same thing, that the speed at which you beat rifts and other things is better than the difficulty level. So if it takes you, like, see, look, it didn't take me that long. It took me about 30 seconds or so to beat that elite pack. That's pretty good. That's about where you want to be. But because it takes me so long to kill other elite packs, like you'll see when I get to ones that are a little bit more dangerous than that, it's not generally a very good idea to continue on a T6 like this because I'm not killing everything in a fast enough fashion. It should typically take me less than 15 minutes to beat a normal rift. Probably around 6 to 10 for it to be an optimal speed. I mean, even faster is better. I'm just saying, like, for it to be not optimal, the highest that it could be. So anything above, like, I would say, my personal opinion, 8 or 10 minutes to beat a rift. If it takes longer than that, it's not optimal enough for me to be farming at that level. Other people would say shorter is better, and that is true, shorter is better, but I'm just saying if I'm going to grind something out, I would do it at the highest difficulty I can because I get a better chance it drops. But too high means that I'm wasting time. Right now, as you can see, though, like, I'm still killing trash mobs as fast as they need to be killed. It should take 1 or 2 hits to kill a trash mob for a T6 speed farming. For Greater Rift, obviously, that's going to change because the higher the level means the higher difficulty means different difficulty of enemies. So right now, as you can see, I'm still killing trash mobs at the speed that I should be. It takes 1 or 2 shots for a T6, but here comes something that will probably, yeah, see, I'm already dead once, just because they have Waller and Lightning at the same exact time, the Thunderstorm. Those together mean a death sentence for a Demon Hunter like this because I don't have an ability to get past the Waller to avoid their Lightning. So their Thunderstorm just kills me right away. So I've already died once, but I still cleared them quickly because it's just freaking the moths. They're blues too, so they're not that strong. When I get something like Waller, Thunderstorm, Electrified, with a yellow elite pack, something like, you know, the Moral Incinerators or Hell Witches. Hell Witches would be the worst elite packs I could get, but I'll probably get them. Here we go. Oh yeah, Fire Change as well isn't too bad for this build because I'm running away most of the time. But Reflex Damage is a massive killer to this build too. Actually, I may have changed something out because I'm actually clearing a lot faster than I thought I would. Who knows? We'll find out in a little bit. If I start dying a lot, you'll see why. That's the other thing too, is if you're doing well, but then all of a sudden you realize there are certain enemies that literally just kill you repeatedly. You die once is fine, you know, in a mistake. But if you're like really paying attention and die once or twice in a rift, that's not necessarily a good thing for a excuse me, for a farming a regular rift like this. You shouldn't die multiple times due to something being strong. You should probably die once or twice due to you being lackadaisical. That's generally how I say it. Whenever I die, usually when I'm speed rifting for my monk, say, I don't remember if I did in my other video with my monk, but if I died, it's because I was screwing around and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. If you don't, or if you do keep dying and it's not due to that because you were not paying attention, that's probably not a good thing. That's probably because you're probably playing a little bit too high of a level for your you're playing too high of a level for your farming ability. I mean, on the other hand, if you're just doing T6 because you want it, you know you can do T6 and you wanted to do it and you think it's fun to do it that way, by all means. That's not what I'm making this for. I'm making this to show you that, you know, at only 10 hours played, you know, not even a full day of playing Diablo 3, you can make a build that can carry you through T6 to allow you to farm for better parts and not have to worry about using another character to get you blood shards or something to farm that for you, so then you could just sit there and let him sit in the box and wait for you to get all the parts you need for him. Because believe me, it's also an okay idea to farm that way. Use another character to farm up blood shards, especially if you have another character like mine where you've already gotten new Rift 39, by the way. Actually, between videos, I got him to 39. He could probably do 40 easily now just because I've changed some things around and got a little bit more damage, but that's besides the point. If you have somebody that could do a greater of 39 in your character pool, and so you already have almost the max blood shards, 900 or 890, or even if you do have the max blood shards and you're starting a new character, that is nice because then you can use that character to farm all the blood shards you possibly need, to save those blood shards up, and then blow all of them, since it only costs 25 per piece of armor. Blow as many of them as you can till you get one of the parts you need for the new character. It doesn't have to be optimal. It just needs to be good enough so you can go on to the next part, you know? I did it that way in Season 1 for a lot of my characters. I would farm out those and do it that way. I tried it in this character too, for maybe like one or two of the times and anything until I figured out that, or until I got these parts. It didn't take too long at all. When I got these parts, then that's when I started playing this character. The one thing I have noticed, though, with Demon Hunters, obviously, if you check any of the leaderboards, you'll see now that Demon Hunters are the top, I believe, for between Dexterous and Strength characters, Strength builds. I haven't checked about what Intelligence builds are maxed out, or what leader, or what level of Greater Rift that they've gone to. So, I could be wrong, but like between the Dexterity and the Strength builds, the Demon Hunters so far are the highest between those two kinds of builds, with 59 as the Greater Rift, I think, as the best so far. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. I'm pretty sure it's 59. So, like, their damage is great, but so far, until I get Natalia's and actually get the movement and stuff, right now this is so much slower than my Monk in terms of killing ability and clearing ability. As you can see here, because I was paying attention and talking a lot to what I was paying attention to, what I was talking about to you guys, like what I was blathering about the whole time, because I was doing that instead of paying attention, that's why I lost a lot of health there. Typically with this build with this armor, as you can see, you get benefits and stuff with Unhallowed Essence. Basically, if you stay, like, I think past 10 yards, I should just read it to you guys instead. Yeah, within 10 yards of you, if you stay past the 10-yard marker, anything past 10 yards means that I get a proc where I get increased damage and increased durability. Anything that gets within that, I get 4 seconds where I still have that buff. So sometimes I don't move out of the way of things right away. But then, because I've been talking and blathering and stuff and not paying attention to what I've been doing, I literally did not pay attention to their damage they were doing, so that's why I was getting close to death there. Typically speaking, if you're a really good demon hunter, you stay away from a lot of stuff um, while you're building it up, and then you won't even get damage half the time. But good demon hunter, I am not. I play for the funsies of it, so I get a lot of damage done to me, and I die in a lot of stupid ways because I don't pay attention. Had to move my mic again to cough. I apologize. I am still sick. You can clearly hear it. In the last video I uploaded for Diablo, which was 2 days ago, I sounded pretty sick in that one too. I don't really feel sick. It's just the chest congestion is terrible. Oh, and also, I was supposed to upload yesterday. I apologize. I didn't get any video up then either. I had a GTA 5 video ready to go, but I have found a very severe detriment to GTA 5 recording, where whenever I record, if there is a lag spike that happens, which occasionally happens in that game for me, where the game just seems to screw up loading, and then it drops, and my video card just kind of drops my video cards just drop the output. They go into like a low profile state, or my CPU does too, it seems like. I'll go down to like 20 frames a second or something, and then my GPU is not working very hard. And then it'll come right back after maybe like 20 seconds, 15, 20 seconds. But then if I'm recording when that happens, the whole recording turns shot because all the rendering is completely screwed up in really, really muddy looking and glitchy looking, and there's nothing I can do about it. Can I hit him from outside? Yeah, I can. Sweet. Oh, but he can walk through. That's good. So there was no video yesterday because I literally got up that morning, still not feeling very well. Throat wasn't really feeling good. I'm like, okay, I have this video to upload. I got around to getting it edited, and then before I was saving, I was watching it and realized that rendering issue happened. It happened in one of my other videos when Nick and I recorded a heist together. That's why there's only his video up for that heist. Same idea. It just the whole recording was shot from my side, so there might not be GTA 5 recordings until I figure that issue out, and it's hard to replicate because it doesn't always do that lag spike when I play. It's once in a while, so it happens more often during online, so I might have to go online and record. Anyway, I'm just letting you guys know that's the reason why there's no recording yesterday, and I'm sorry for that. But here we are today. This is recorded the same day that you're going to see this uploaded. As you can tell, this is the major killer for this build, the low tier build that I'm talking about, because of the fact that I don't have the damage yet to clear a Rift Guardian such as this quickly and efficiently. That's the problem with it. Yo, chest armor I'll never use. That's good for me. I get too many chest armors with this character. I don't know why I pick up. I don't need you guys really at all anymore. There you have it. There was a T5 Rift and a T6 Rift. If you look at it now, you can compare and easily see that it took me longer to do T6 than the T5 Rift. The T5 Rift still took a little bit on the final boss, but it was still so fast that it actually was pretty worthwhile. While in the T6 one, it's just slow enough where it doesn't feel viable to use as a speed rift for farming purposes. So, in my personal opinion, I believe that with this character right now, as he sits, a T5 rift would be a much better choice. Ooh! Finally! I just got another Natalis piece. That's 2. And I got that on camera. That took forever. I probably spent 30,000 blood shards probably on the chest piece. I think... Ooh, probably Rain of Vengeance damage. I'll have to look that up. I can't remember what I want out of that, but as you see, that pays off after a while. If you sit here and you work at it, you finally get the parts you need. I also have a lot of parts because I'm a hoarding asshole, so I need to get rid of a lot of this stuff. A lot of this I'm never going to use. Like, why do I have a Blood Brother? I'll never use it. I don't know. Tasker and Theo, I'm never going to use this either because it's so freaking terrible for 1 and 2. You don't use sentries with this build anymore, so... I digress. I've been blathering on for too long. let me just say again, if you compare the T5 Rift to the T6 Rift, you'll see that the T5 Rift was faster. Um, Obviously, it looked a lot more efficient in my eyes. I hope it did in your guys' too. The other thing is, generally speaking, too, if I'll show you in the next video. I'll show you in the next video with what I would do in terms of playing this kind of build to get more legendaries, not just using Kadala, because I know Kadala is the most frustrating thing in the face of the planet. So I'll show you in the next one. Thanks, guys, for watching. I hope this helps out, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.